The year 2025 is fast winding down with high hopes for the year 2026, and like ever, the new year comes with expectations typically centered on personal growth, improved relationship with family and friends, and broader hopes for societal stability, economic recovery, and positive global change. These are often expressed through resolutions like exercising more, saving money, learning new things, or seeking less stress and more happiness using smart goals for success. Good morning. This is your weekly Midweek Connect program. It is a program that discusses tropical issues that concerns you and I. Today, on this last Midweek Connect program for the year 2025, we shall be looking at expectations for the year 2026. And as usual, we have guests, great guests at that, who will be helping us to put this topic into perspective. Our first guest is a clergy and a public analyst. He is Bishop Austin Igbasa. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, viewers.
Good morning, sir. And the second guest is a politician and Odiorere of Teza Mill Road. He is Honorable Victor Aishirua. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
I hope to get a plot of land from your community.
Very well when the time comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And I am Elizabeth Omoko, standing in for Ifoma Okafo, who is unavoidably absent. Now, let's take our backgrounder to commence the program proper.
New Year comes with loads of expectations as governments, organizations, and individuals set their goals as they strategize to achieve better results in the new year. In 2026, Nigerians expect heightened political activities, a stable economy, and a more secured Nigeria. Many Nigerians also believe that the year 2026 will have a lot in stock to meet their personal expectations. In less than 72 hours, Nigerians will join the rest of the world to welcome a new year with hope and optimism that there are better things ahead. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
And now, our guests are in the studio. The year 2026 is just hours away, and we will be bidding goodbye to year 2025. First of all, let's have a retrospect for the year 2025. How far have we gone, especially in the areas of electricity, health, as well as the family cycle, because we tend to make resolutions. Let's start from you, Honorable Aishirua.
Well, thank you very much, my viewer. Today we are here again. We give glory to God that the year 2025 is gradually burning out. It has been a turbulent year. It has been a year of a little hunger. It has been a year of fear, a year of insecurity, and a year of trying to meet up one needs of the other with true hardship. But our joy is that the year is coming to an end, and we expect a greater thing for the next year coming very soon. And in the area of family, I'm happy for myself and some others that were, despite all those tribulations, we still have a very good family. We are still happy with ourselves. Our family are still banded with love, and our things are going on well with us. So that's just it for now.
Okay, Bishop, sir, what's your view?
About the outgoing year, just like my brother have said, there are a lot of challenges we have seen in this year. Personally, as a family person, there are a lot of things that we went through, but we thank God that we went through it. That is the most important thing. Not that there is no level of progress, but I think the pushing of the year was very strong, and it's a year that people have to endure and persevere to be able to meet a lot of needs. But I believe very strongly that some of those things, like I said, life is a lifting tea, and it is only when the heat comes that lifting tea releases color. So at times the heat you go through also bring the strength and the grace you are carrying. Just like I said, we are here in studio here. If anybody tells us we can run from here to Okada without any support, we will say there's a problem. But if like you enter the studio now, all of us will start running and will run beyond Okada. You won't even know that there is no strength. So inside of you there is an Olympic strength to be an Olympian, but it will never come up until when there are challenges. So challenges are also part of the chapters of life, but we have gone through it, and we want to thank God that there are lessons to learn about the year as the year is going to an end, both in the area of governance and the area of the governed. There are plenty lessons that we need to learn. One of those lessons is the accident that happened recently to AJ, a world boxing champion and all. So there are lessons we need to learn, not because it's a VVIP, but it's a lesson that life should not be so cheap, that we should be able to look at what can be done on our highways to be able to save life and all that. So in the area of governance, there are a lot of lessons that the government have to learn to be able to fix many things in place. Those things that happen, if it happen other place, there will be rapid response. Even people that stand around, they were not able to do so much. Some of them say, Naimo, that means that if it's not a VVIP, some people will walk away from there and say, well, it's a cup of tea, nobody cares. So we must be able to also, in the area of government, look at our highway. How do we value life? In the area of health, in the area of so much has been done that we see that the government have done so much. The rise this year that some persons thought it would be 200,000. They have been frustrated and disappointed with the strategy the government put in place to be able to make so many things to come down. Some persons have even stockpiled rice as far as August, and thinking that it's going to be business as usual. So we give it to the government. And in the area of security also, we thank God for the airstrike of December. That's a December gift that was given to those bandits, and I think more are coming according to the support we are getting from other places. So when we are overwhelmed, there is nothing wrong in us looking for somebody to assist us, because there is nobody, nowhere on earth, even US also needed assistance, that Canada and the rest of the world, other country team up. So we are thanking God for the first time somebody was able to talk, and this talking of the man has put earthquake in the area of insecurity that we could see in those states. About 48 hours, those who are running from Sokoto after the strike, they were apprehended by Moteku. So I think that much has been done, but I think all states around must also be on a red alert, because those who are running from the airstrike are also going to infiltrate into other states where they can cool their head and either regroup as a cell. That I think that other states that are not even northern state, other state governors should wake up now until people start building cells around your state. If those states is not alert, those guys that escaped from Sokoto will have entered and rebuilt, because this insecurity, you just needed a few persons to have their cell. When they have their cell, they have a kind of coordination. So it's not every time that America is going to be helping us. There are a lot of lessons our own security outfit we learn from the American counterpart that has come to give us some little backing. So I think we have made some little progress, and I think more progress are coming. The combine of surveillance and all the rest, we need to give it to both America and our local security on ground, that for the first time those negotiators, those financiers, those sponsors are the terrorists themselves. Because in my place they said you cannot, the thief is that man who helps another person who is on top of the wardrobe to collect what he stole. Now if somebody is on top of the wardrobe, is bringing something and nobody to collect it, there won't be any, you can't take it away, because you can't jump down with it. So the collaborators, the negotiators, the people that are preaching terrorism, I think that they are seeing it, that their business is going to an end. And to us and to some other persons who are in this area, and persons who have lost their people among even security operatives and all, there is a hope that for now we were going to serve them tea. Not that we are bringing them back. We say they are repentant. There's no terrorists that can repent. Those who have been reinaugurated into our system have become a spy and mole, even in our security activities and all of the whole area. And I can tell you for free, a lot of them that you see around who are doing menial job, many of them are bomb experts.
Okay.
And we need to, all those are things we are going to improve on in 2026.
Let's now take a leap into the year 2026, and judging from the background reports that we watched, we saw that residents have started making their New Year resolutions, and more are still coming. More are coming in. Even governments at all levels, through budget presentations, will be crossing the T's and also dotting the I's in the new year. What is this preparation all about? Are they really necessary? Let's start with you.
Well, thank you very much. When we say resolution, expectation, what is expectation? You must have a strategic plan to say, oh, 2025 is almost gone. By 2026, the first quarter, I want to ensure that I have achieved this. My children have achieved this. The people around me have achieved this. And government on their part will also have a plan that, oh, the first quarter next year, we will try to ensure that we build more standard in the school. We build more roads. We empower agriculture and some other things that will make life to be free for the people. Like my brother has said, for the security aspect, a lot of hands are on desk, and as a result of that, we are all at alert to security problem in the country today. So as a result of that, there is different plans, different strategies to handle this situation, so that at the end we have a peaceful atmosphere, a very good environment to achieve that which we have planned to expect by 2026. But without plan, don't just feel that, oh, New Year resolution, by next year I will just buy a car, by next year I will marry, by next year I will have this. You must have to have a strategic plan that by next year, before the middle, before the end, before this is my plan for me to achieve this. Without plan, you can't achieve anything. It's just like a man want to build a house, no foundation. You just, no material, no building things, and you just say, oh, I'm building a house. Gradually, you must have a land, just as you said. I should look for a land for you in my area. You must have the plan to say, oh, I will have the land so time. I will save some money to have some materials ready, and at the middle of this, I will gather some other things to ensure that the building starts. You must have to plan towards that. Like this 2025, we all struggle. A lot of people struggle, and government also made their plan. But just at this die minute, some of those things we keep on seeing the light of it. January to around October, it was a very tough time for everybody. It was a very tough time. Things was not easy. To even buy a single thing you used to buy ₦1 before, it was a problem. Even school fees, like federal university around, the school charges escalated, and it was a problem to parents. It is not only the rich that have children in the university. That trotty people, a lot of them who are struggling, they manage to have children who are very brilliant, and they are there. So it takes pains for some of them to have met up. But to God be the glory. We are in a country, we are in a society, we are in a state where what we determine to have, we always have it through our effort, through our struggling, through our putting one thing or the other together to ensure that there is an achievement. And that is what is carrying us along in this country.
Okay, Bishop sir, what is your own thought about making New Year resolutions?
The Bible says if a man that wants to build a house will take stock of what it takes to build, and in taking stock there must be, like my brother said here, strategic plan. And I think that personally, all of us, so many of us in this country, we don't have personal budgets. We just live the life as it comes. And that's some of the things I told them in church. I said, you cannot be saying every day of my life, a day for your hand, every day of my life. The one you say your life day in hand. When he was creating the world, he has a document for creation. When you read from Genesis 1, he said, and the morning and the evening was the first day. That means there was a documentation for everything he spoke, everything he called into order. He said the morning and the evening was the second day to the sixth day. I tell people that 2026 is a great year because 6 is a super number. 6 is a number of human being, and that was why on the sixth day, that is where God completed creation. That God completed creation by man himself, because everything was made before man was made. That is a strategic plan of God. That is, everything the man needs has been put in place. So number 6 is a number of man, and that was when God completed creation. That was the day God said, and everything I created, they are all good. So there are so many good things that is going to come between the first quarter of next year. The plan of God, especially for Nigeria, is so fantastic that though it is an election year, and I also assure people that there is going to be more politicking than administration, but there is going to be combination of blessings and favor of God. Now, for anybody to say I'm doing New Year resolution, so many people have taken it as a tradition to just write it. I will not smoke again. I will only drink 1 bottle of beer. It will not be 10 as I used to drink per day. And before the end of the first 7 days, that thing has flew away. Every person, my encouragement is that if a man that want to build a house must plan. You must also say to yourself, I will not go for casual comfort at the detriment of things. I need to stretch myself. Everybody must plan that next year I'm going to stretch myself. You see, elastic will never tell you its size. What you see as the size of elastic is not the real size until you begin to stretch it. We must determine that I'm not going to go for pleasure, especially young men and women. You see that it is not as it used to be in our days and the days of our fathers, where you see that somebody wants to read, somebody wants to study, somebody wants to do this. There's a program I'm doing in one of the university. But all my classmates or classmates, I look at them, I shake my head. Even when lecturer asks simple question, the question of what I've been taught 40 years ago, and it's still in my head. What is so thing? You see somebody inside the class is already telling somebody that is bringing, say that we form. Okay, give it to so person and send me the number of the who will receive, who will collect. Even inside the lecture, I shook it and said, these are children that will take over from. That's supposed to take over from us. You see, lecturer is talking. They are doing their own thing. It's good to be because they are doing. They have their job. It's not a bad thing that in those days when you finish university, when somebody is learning tailor, they use who is going to university to tell the person, you see yourself, you are just learning work. This person is a graduate. The father of graduate those days used to be proud, but these days you have to be a graduate and go back to learn hairdressing. You have to be a graduate to go back and learn barbing. Now it has not been like, because there need to be for combination of this, and I think that this generation, especially this generation of fast food, fast wedding in the morning, traditional wedding 8 to 9, 9 to 10 registry, 10 to 12 a church service, 1 to 2 o'clock we are finished with everything. Fast. You see the way it is declining and crashing fast, because this generation doesn't want to do things thoroughly. They always want a shortcut, and I think that to us who are also parents, who are encouraging those children that you have, and they don't suffer for something, they don't labor for it, and they are coming to come and dedicate a car that they have not labored for, and you think that is a progress. I think that those who are into that, you know that there are jobs you are doing that you cannot do, you cannot retire over it, and you will not be proud to be say I'm a pensioner of a fraudster. I'm a fraudster, I'm a pensioner fraudster. You can't be bold enough to tell somebody. You can't say I'm a pensioner prostitute, I'm a pensioner hookup, I am pensioner this. I want to talk that this generation that want to get it quick, want to get it fast. Even when they sit down, they don't listen to. I sit down and said, from this we will have pharmacies tomorrow who will manufacture drugs for people People are not ready to sit down and listen to lecturers. Lecturers that are not ready to lecture, but they just want to just throw money around and you get your grade. What happened to somebody who becomes a medical doctor under this kind of atmosphere? So the person is going to give is going to prescribe a medicine for cancer and give it to somebody that have rheumatism. That is the irony of what we are going to have in the future, where you have somebody that cannot defend what he carries as certificate. So I think that one of the strategic plan that we must do as a nation is that both the government and the family must look inward to every person, especially younger generation, to see that their generation that wants to be thorough. There's nothing like being thorough. In some of the class, when we go to class, you see somebody, a young boy come with GLK. So he sees that place as to demonstrate to people. Even when you say wear uniform for that course, you will see they want to wear something that will make everybody to know that they are this and that. And the question is that, how do they get those things? Okay, this generation that is not listening, how are they going to be productive tomorrow? The generation that you look at it now, that we don't, all our boys, nobody is doing ties, nobody is doing plastering, nobody is doing POP. I just did POP in one of my this year. We brought somebody who is a Togolese. How do we arrive there? That nobody want to learn, nobody want to be a bricklayer, everybody want to sag their trouser and do their head and walk around the street, and even the police are not encouraging it. Because when you stop somebody in the vehicle, you pull it, oh yeah, pull and raise up your bonnet and this, bring money, bring your laptop, bring that. When you take money from that boy, are you telling that boy that you are enforcing the law? You are also part, you are also culprit. And that's why you see today, when you see somebody now do that head, is inside bus, police will bring it down. Say, come down. What are they looking for? I remember there was a time I was coming from Lagos. We were inside a public transport, and they stopped us on the road. I don't want to mention, it is Edo State here. They stopped, the police brought the boy out. They wanted to withdraw money from his pocket, and the driver said, they said, drop this guy, we will settle with him. The driver said, I am a driver of a company. When I was leaving Lagos, manifest of all my passengers are here. Why do you want to bring somebody down and say, let 13 passengers be going? All of us revolt. I told the police, why do you want to drop the boy? What is the boy going to do here? Is this place the destination of the boy? Did anybody report the boy? Is his phone not his fundamental human right? I have to fight for that boy to join us and the driver to leave the place.
Okay, Bishop sir, still talking about the good old days. When we were kids, we think about school and vacations, and when we are diving into the working world, we talk about raising children, getting promotions, and probably buying cars and all, and going on vacation spree. Now, is it that there are certain years or ages of life that that we have that has their own expectations? Let me use that word. Are there certain ages or certain time in life that the expectations are there really change in our expectations?
Growing up, okay.
Yes, you, Bishop.
Now, growing up, we see that those things we used to do then are barely not relevant. It has been pushed to the. Do you see anybody now who go to? People don't go to village as they used to go then, and you see that even when we are growing up, you hear that this child is staying with the grandmother. You can all this Gen Z generation now. You want to send them to a grandmother somewhere. That one is ruled out. They don't even want to have anything to do with the village. That's why there's a paradigm shift even in our culture, with the culture of communism that we have is gradually fading away because of the advent of civilization and trying to copy the Western world. Now, vacation is part of life that it brings the family together. It makes all of us to do a kind of restitution within ourselves. It also makes us to know ourselves more and also be able to adjust ourselves and build a kind of family life. You see, but you see, pursuit of money. Today you have seen that people are running around, and that's why when you go to school, PTA, you hardly see parents coming to PTA. They will send a proxy. Somebody is standing for your child. Even when they do end of year party, that you ought to sit down and the child will be looking at you. That boosts the morale of the child. Whatever the child is doing among the cultural whatever they are doing within the school, seeing the parents sitting was a boost to that child. I was in America and then one of my sons told me, say, son, daddy, I want you to follow me. We are going to a football field. I said, for what? He said, my son is playing football. I was shocked and I followed them. We got to the football field. I saw that almost 16 group of people playing from 1 year old, 2 year old. They have their section, football. Even some of them will be looking at the ball like this. I will be looking. I sat down. I was looking and I thought they enforced their parent came. The parents were all there with their children. They give them glucose. They say, Charlie, you can do it. Charlie. And the boy may not even kick one ball till they finish. They have their coach. And while I was there, I was writing that God said to me, what are they teaching them? Not all these children will become a footballer. But one of the first things they are teaching them is a team spirit. That they're teaching these children that not all of them will grow up to be a footballer, but they are teaching them of a team of 12 or 11 person acting as one. And also number 2, the capacity, they develop mental capacity for them, boldness, ability to face life. Because the ball facing a 1-year-old child is like a problem coming. Now when the child stands to be able to push it, the child is having boldness. They are building boldness to be able to face crises of life, face challenges of life, and also the presence of their parents. And I ask myself, who in Nigeria will carry a 1-year-old child to a school? I will not sit down there and be opening purse and bring glucose for that child. Say, they crazy wetin they do me? When problem they this one, I've never paid rent, I've never done this one. And these are family investment to those children. Now also what are they doing? They are doing a bonding between the children and their parents. That's why the parent labor. When the children sees their parent behind, even Jesus said to somebody, say, mother, look at your son. Son, look at your mother. Even in pain, he was reconnecting the family. Say, son, look at your mother. Mother, look at your son. But today, those things are gone because we see people saying, I'm looking for money. I think our rush for money these days is to be able to parents, to children. And I think it has eroded some of those things. And some of the things we call priority with age. With age, some people suspend it that it is no more a priority. Do you know that no matter how many years somebody spend in marriage, the husband and wife can just go to an hotel, if it is even one night, and they stay together, it brings reconciliation, it brings education. Because marriage is only the institution that you keep learning. You remain a student till you die. You can never graduate, you can never be a VC. You always be learning. Your wife is an encyclopedia, is a budget, and is a package that you need to keep learning. You can't say you know your wife, everything about your wife, because when challenges come, the color of your wife will show forth. Are you hearing me now? Yeah. I have somebody who went to contest. The wife was always there. They carry a tie. They follow campaign. The person lost. The wife say, you know they hear what? You see? You know they hear what? I tell you that.
Sorry, let me come in a little for this area of vacation you just said. Yeah. You see, like Warriors just said, those days are the modesty period we have now. When vacation is about coming, just like New Year's coming now, parents plan for their children. This vacation, I want to occupy them in this area. Oh, I want them to pay a visit to my uncle, to my sister, somewhere. Oh, my children like this, and I will take them hard for picnic. Those are all the same strategic plans. The moment the children are aware of all those things, they start developing a character that will make them to be a better person tomorrow. Because we lost it somewhere. We don't care. Most of our people, they don't care about children any longer. Children decide to do what they want to do at a given time. There are stages of life. A child from the age 1 to 6, there are some certain area you have to control that child. From 6 to 12, there are certain inbuilt you also need to give to such a child. From 12 to 18 thereabout, which of course immediately it gets to that area of 18, is almost getting to an adult. And all those control you cannot give to them before then, forget it. There's no way you can build it on them again. I also want to thank most churches nowadays. They build moral on children. There are a lot of churches that teaches moral on children, how to behave, how to be close to parents, how to do things right, how to engage in their different skill, whether you are learning a trade or you are going to school. All those training, we are losing it gradually, but by the grace of God, we want to build on it again, because this 2026 we are saying, those should be part of the expectation of what we need to do for ourselves, to do for our children, and to also do to support government. Because most government, we say government today, those who govern us, they also need our ideas. They don't know everything, but I want to suggest to this state now, by January thereabout, let them have a suggestion box.
Okay, we'll come to that stage, sir.
Let's just quickly stop there for
In case you are just joining us, this is Midway Connect on Nta Benin. You can reach us on 070-6461-3717. Now, let's talk about the economy, Mr. Ashurua.
Yeah.
Especially at this time where social media timelines are dominated with conversations on the new tax regime scheduled to take effect from January 2026. What should Nigerians expect? Should we have a reflection mixed with anxiety about what lies ahead of us?
When we talk of taxation is all over the world, but it has to be moderated according to your size of paying tax. You don't just introduce tax to embarrass people. You don't introduce tax to draw people back. Government introduce tax to help in controlling the economy. But in Nigeria here, I want to advise that if they are introducing any tax now, it should not be on a biased manner to say, oh, trailer of load, or you are transferring money in such an amount you must pay. Because the side effect is that any tax you tax a product or you tax any transaction is going to reflect on the end product. If you are a businessman and there are things you are doing that this taxation came up, you are going to spread it to what we are selling.
Okay.
It will bring in another inflation again.
Okay.
So we have to be very careful. I'm not saying I don't decide for government what to do, but then we have to be very careful over this taxation that they are planning everywhere. Now it must have a structure.
Okay.
So that it will not be so disastrous.
Let's hear your view.
My view is that I think a lot of they're supposed to be from National Orientation Agency and other agency of government that are mandated with public enlightenment. I think the enlightenment about this tax law is not enough. The information, because this thing is something that affects both the learned and the unlearned and everybody involved, that I think the government mean well, but the education about what it represents, because this is something that we're supposed to see people in the market among National Orientation Agency educating people and about what it means, so that the fear, so many fear about this tax law all over the place. Some people are not going to be taking money from bank and put it at home because they are not properly informed about what it stands for. So I think that, to me, the education to the masses about this tax law is not enough. The government has not done enough to be able to brief even the poor woman, the old women in the villages on what it means. So a lot of anxiety now, a lot of people even misinterpret the tax law because they are not fully briefed. They are not, the explanation is not thorough, and we have not seen it everywhere. I think the federal government have not done well to the extent of educating everybody about this is tax law. By now we're supposed to be seeing white paper poster inside market, people wearing tax scripted vests and using megaphone to talk to market women. This is what it means to because sensitizing the people and public enlightenment. The enlightenment and so much is hidden about this tax law that I think that it is something that the sensitivity of that kind of program needed all of us to be carried along. I tell you for free, so many people are afraid about the tax, and not only the federal government, the state government, the way they tax people doing businesses is very reckless.
Let's now take the views from the metropolis.
As far as government, politics and democracy is concerned, 2026 is the deciding year. Campaign will start. Political alignments, realignments will continue.
We are expecting good governance, especially the way things are going now. They need peace in the country, which the president has guaranteed Nigeria that peace will be restored.
For prices in the market to go down, and also for us to be for me to be able to afford the prices of things in the market as well. So yeah, I think that's my expectation for 2026.
It will be a more improved security for the people, and of course personal development and orientation to serve myself, my family and the country at large.
For me, 2026, I'm just trusting God that it's going to be a nice year for everyone, and most especially for Nigeria.
We have heard it from Benin residents. Now, what is your last word, Bishop?
My last word for people for the year is that I want all of us to prepare for a good year ahead of us. And like I said, 2026 is a year of politics. You're having almost 2 elections or 3 elections of states, and also is the re-election year that you are going to see campaign for 2027. So I think that we need to buckle ourselves more to be able to do more and expect the government. Like I said, the government have budget. All state governors present budget. But the question is that how many people in each of these states have the copy of the budget? And the government themselves, do they allow the masses to peruse them on how the budget is being followed? Every year we do budget, but how do the government, are they so open, transparent enough to allow the masses to challenge them on their budget?
I'm sorry, I'll have to cut you short on that. Let's hear from Mr. Aisruwa. Your last statement to Nigeria.
Well, my last statement to Nigeria is to individual, they have to be focused towards 2026, know what to do at a given time, and know how to apply them. To government, their budget, every state, the federal, they are released their budget. Let those budgets be meant for the people.
It's all right. So the budget should be meant for the people. Yeah. You have had it all from our guests. Nigeria's economy will stabilize soon, and Edo State will shine more in 2026 for you and I to have peace. It is me, Elizabeth Omoko, signing off on the last Midweek Connect for the year 2025. See you in 2026. Thank you very much.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. Nta Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters TV Road, we